Britney Spears fans are clamoring for her to post her most recent social media video just one more time, and the reason is quite clear. In a world where viral content can explode in minutes, the video in question has become the latest sensation among her devoted followers. It all started when Britney uploaded one of her typical dance videos on a Thursday, something that has become a signature feature of her online presence since the dissolution of her conservatorship. But this time, the clip included an unexpected moment that had fans and media outlets buzzing with excitement, intrigue, and controversy. In the video, Britney is seen wearing a green and white striped dress with a plunging neckline. As the video begins, she reaches up and adjusts her outfit, unintentionally pulling the bust of her dress down, revealing her bare breast for a brief second. There was no dramatic reaction on her part. Britney calmly and quickly pulled her dress back up and continued her dance routine without missing a beat. She wore an expression that conveyed total confidence and nonchalance, unfazed by the moment. Her movements were sultry and smooth, hands trailing down her sides, hips swaying, spinning gracefully in her familiar style that's both nostalgic and defiant. It was classic Britney Spears, raw, unrehearsed, and completely in her element. Fans immediately took to social media to express their shock and amusement. Some were supportive and cheered her on, calling the moment empowering and authentic. Others couldn't believe what they had just seen and begged her to repost the clip. For them, it was a rare moment of realness, of vulnerability mixed with courage. In a time where celebrity images are so carefully curated, Britney's brief exposure seemed more human than scandalous. She wasn't embarrassed, she didn't flee the frame, and she didn't apologize. Instead, she just kept dancing. Yet, despite the growing popularity of the video, it mysteriously vanished not long after it was posted. It's still unclear whether Britney herself deleted it or if Instagram removed it for violating their community guidelines. Either way, the damage, or in this case, the excitement, had already been done. Before it disappeared, the video was screen-recorded and saved by several media outlets, including the Daily Mail, who didn't hesitate to publish screenshots and breakdowns of the incident. As expected, their coverage was sensational, with headlines that walked the line between scandal and celebration. This isn't the first time Britney has stirred up conversation with her posts. Her Instagram has become somewhat of a cultural phenomenon in itself, filled with dance routines, cryptic captions, and the occasional public rant or topless photo. Her fans follow her religiously, not just because she's a pop icon, but because they see a woman reclaiming her identity after years of public and legal scrutiny. Each post is dissected, analyzed, and interpreted through the lens of her tumultuous history, particularly the 13 years she spent under a conservatorship that controlled nearly every aspect of her life. In many ways, her social media presence is both a rebellion and a reclamation. Britney is no longer just a pop star, she's a symbol of resilience, of freedom, of messy, complicated autonomy. And with every post, every video, every perceived misstep or triumphant moment, she reminds the world that she's in control now, for better or worse. Her fans, ever loyal, see beyond the surface. They aren't just reacting to a wardrobe malfunction, they're celebrating a woman who, after being silenced for so long, refuses to be quiet anymore. Interestingly, this latest incident came on the heels of another headline-grabbing moment involving the singer. Earlier that same week, Britney had reportedly faced an unusual situation while flying from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, back to Los Angeles International Airport, LAX. According to sources close to the situation, Britney was accompanied by her security team and seemed to be enjoying her flight. But what began as a routine trip turned into a minor controversy when she allegedly lit a cigarette mid-flight. Sources say she had consumed a couple of drinks during the flight, which isn't unusual for a private jet setting. However, smoking on aircrafts, private or commercial, is strictly prohibited. Once the plane landed at LAX, authorities were waiting on the tarmac. Britney was reportedly given a warning and allowed to go on her way without any further incident. There were no arrests or formal citations, but the moment once again put her in the media spotlight. Britney later addressed the situation with her usual irreverence. She claimed she genuinely thought she could smoke on the jet, framing the whole thing as a funny misunderstanding rather than a rebellious act. To her, it was laughable, even absurd. And many of her fans agreed, chalking it up to Britney being Britney, quirky, unpredictable, and always unapologetically herself. These incidents, while small in the grand scheme of things, continue to contribute to the ongoing narrative surrounding Britney Spears. There is something almost mythological about her presence now, a woman who once ruled the pop charts, who fell from grace in the most public way possible, and who has slowly clawed her way back into her own story. Her every move is watched, dissected, and either condemned or celebrated. There is no middle ground. She is polarizing, she is iconic, and she is endlessly fascinating. For many, the wardrobe malfunction wasn't an accident at all, it was a statement. A way of showing the world that she's done hiding, done being perfect, done living by someone else's rules. And whether or not that was her intention, it's certainly the message that many of her supporters took away from it. After all, Britney Spears isn't just a pop star, she's a survivor. And survivors don't always come out clean and polished. Sometimes, they stumble, they show too much, they smoke where they shouldn't, and they laugh at the chaos. Because that's what freedom looks like, it's messy, it's loud, and it doesn't apologize. In the days following the video's removal, conversations around Britney's mental health and autonomy reignited across social platforms. Some critics questioned whether she was truly okay, expressing concern for her well-being. Others fiercely defended her, arguing that the world needs to stop treating Britney like a fragile creature and instead respect her right to live authentically, even if that includes a few eyebrow-raising moments. Ultimately, Britney Spears' life is no longer up for debate. She's living it on her own terms, and moments like the now infamous dance video are simply chapters in her ongoing evolution. She's not asking for permission. She's not seeking approval. She's dancing through the noise, through the judgment, and through the pain. And for millions of fans around the world, that dance is the most powerful performance of all. As for whether she'll repost the video or address it publicly, only time will tell. But if history has taught us anything, it's that Britney doesn't do what's expected, she does what she feels. And that's exactly why we can't stop watching. In the broader scope of celebrity culture, Britney's journey serves as a reminder of the cost of fame and the resilience of the human spirit. Her every move is magnified, her mistakes broadcasted, and her triumphs debated. But despite all that, she continues to rise, showing the world that she is more than just a headline. She is a mother, a performer, a woman finding her voice again in a world that tried to silence her. Her imperfections make her relatable, her courage makes her inspiring, and her vulnerability makes her unforgettable. Every time she dances in front of the camera, she is telling a story of survival, of reclaiming space, and of embracing the spotlight on her own terms. No matter how many times she stumbles or gets knocked down by criticism, Britney Spears gets back up and dances again. And that's something worth watching, worth celebrating, and worth remembering.